fact, I think at some point there was a quarrel as to whether you should keep your money or you shouldn't keep it. Which is another point. I know we don't want to go there, but two things for me. One, and on the number one, I want you to be honest. Do higher institutions of learning have the skills to run endowment funds? Because you give them money for endowment funds, do they have the skills required to run an endowment fund? Or can it be outsourced? That's a possibility. Second one to you is, from your own experience, share with us and the other higher education institutions, what are the kinds of conversations they need to have about innovations? The kinds of innovations that can generate significant incomes. I want to remind you about a particular one. I remember when I was a fresher, Joseph, we were together, we were freshers. Waswa and his team introduced at the Faculty of Commerce Executive Education. It was incredibly oversubscribed. And every evening we would look at these young people coming from town in fancy cars to do evening classes, education. How can other people learn from that approach?
Thank you very much, Robert. May I thank the National Council for this debate. First of all, can the university manage the endowment funds? I think the financial sector has the players. There are numerous players. If you have money today, the hedge funds exist. So they don't really have to be wrong. They are managing the endowment benefit funds. So I think all you need to do is have the policy, the investment policy in place, and it's fixed. True, I must say that what you're saying is very right. I made personally my fortune also with short-term programs. By 1998, I was in a rich man about the world. Innovations, I think there's something we need to really look at in terms of the education system in the country. I'll digress a bit. We are looking at financing higher education, financing and investment. And broadly, there are two models of financing higher education. If you look at the Western countries, the Europe, which uses government to fund higher education, and the US and Britain, which is largely private. Now, in this country, we imposed private system on the government system. Well, we started this in the early 1990s. So we imposed, and interestingly, government made the policy. I don't know where they got this policy from, but it made the policy. So we have a policy where government has money, it funds universities, but has also accepted the private scheme. Really, there should have been some thinking on it, I believe, to see what we need to do. I had a small conversation with some people in the Usoga region. Why aren't we having enough Usoga in universities? And interestingly, they said, my senior sister actually agree with this. Many years back, they had cotton and coffee, which they used to educate the children. Now it is no longer, so we don't have the money to take children to school. What does that mean in terms of higher education? What does it mean? So what we really need to do in this country, I think first of all we need to fix the lower level schools. I will take away primary and secondary, right into one, so that I no longer have dropouts, especially of girls. Because the challenge of educating children is because we are delivering too many students, and they contribute to poverty. So, can I have B1 or B10 or B12 and it's compulsory and it's paid for by government? There is no other way. If we're going to create equity in this country, government must fund primary school. Two, government must fund science at whatever level. call it primary, call it secondary, call it university, it must fund science and technical and vocational education. If it funds science, I'm sure the president knows talking about science. We are not doing much in it, but fund the science student at all levels, and you will see something happening.
But sorry, just on that specific question, since you brought it up of funding science, what does funding science actually entail?
Pay the tuition. I'm going to come to investment, but I'm saying pay the tuition. Primary school, we should start it free. There is no way you equate, you beat equality in this country with the Karamoja child and the person and the child in Iganga and in Uganda and in Nakole, unless if you give them opportunity and access to education. No way. So, but that primary school funding will create that equality. We must find a way. But we must get out of the body. It's very expensive. We must get out of the body. You look at funding, Joseph just paid 3 million shillings in Viva.
Joseph is rich. Is not the standard.
Yes, but if this school was there, the fees would have been much lower. So let me just put that on the course. So if we fund science, let everybody who wants to higher education in other areas pay the money. They can afford it. Government today is funding 4,000 students in public universities for the last 20 years. How? Why? Government every year increases the budget for higher education. That increment in higher education should correspondingly see a higher number of people being funded by government. This 4,000 is, I mean, this time I know my education board, I'll remove your board because if we are increasing the number of students in the universities, then I don't need the board, the loan, because it is automatic. Every year we increase the number by 10%. Because the board we are creating, the board should come at every stage, especially for the wealthy people. They should come at every stage. Now, funding in education, higher education, government has its own institutions. Let government be equitable in the distribution of the funds it invests in these institutions. There is no point in putting money in Makerere and you don't put money in sorting, say, in sciences. Let that be equitable. It's very important. But if, with due respect, if ED allocates more money to sugar college because it was there, it's not fair. So can we have some more, can we have an equitable system of funding higher education institutions that belong to government? This is where the cost planning becomes important. And we know that all public universities, public institutions will be funded on the capex at some stage, depending on what they do and the number of students. The private sector will come in because they are looking for money. Let them invest in their own institutions. However, the government, the science students who want to go in the private sector, let this scholarship follow. That's important. Because
So you convert it into a loan at the point
no,
of
not science. Not science. Science it should be free, according to. If it is the arts and others, maybe converting it to loan. But if I have established a university, an engineering college, and I have put equipment in, I expect to see good students, and therefore I expect to see government making some contribution. Because I too am making a contribution to the country. So I think it's very important that there is some equity in the distribution of the funds in university. And the private sector can invest, but there is need for government to make some contribution. Because higher education is not an area where you make profit, is it? It's not. It's very difficult to make money in higher education. We started private programs with the surplus because we are infrastructure builders.
Okay, yeah. Let me, yes, Ruth. Before you start, let me just, as soon as Ruth is done, I'll go to Joseph and then I will come into the audience. Abba, please alert me when I am supposed to finish, because this one we can go on until tomorrow. Sorry.
I wanted to say that if government could increase money for research, innovation, and operationalizing, let me tell you, and I want to say something positive. I have visited several universities here. I have been to Sitema University, and what I saw was amazing. I went to Muni University. I don't know where the vice chancellor is, in ICT. They had a lot of interesting things. I went to Kuru. They had innovations in cassava. I went to Kozi, innovations in biotechnology. Mbarara, very interesting. But recently I was invited to Makering, the School of Agriculture. These young people were graduating. They had so many interesting things, and all of them were struggling with operationalization. Either they had done the research, they have the idea, and some of these young students were just wanting capital 5 million. The jobs are not there, but these people in university, some of them have already the scientists. They have the ideas. They are also scientists, like in Makere, as I told you, because I wanted to say this story. If you remember that Professor Chamhandil Institute, Food Science, the president identified these scientists. They were bright, they had the ideas, they didn't have the money. He told them, I'll listen to you and understand what you want. They told the president that we can think through a technology to make sure that mangoes, these small mangoes that are called kabugwa, okay, that they can be used for pulp. Because a number of factories you see here, Coca-Cola, Reham, all of them, they just import pulp. And they told them